Hello dear friends and welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous section we have discussed about medical mycology, general aspect and classification of different funguses, and in this section we are going to discuss the fungal diseases. Fungal diseases. And in this section we will discuss superficial mycosis in detail actually. So let's classify fungal diseases. So first of all, the disease caused by the fungus is known as mycosis. So disease या infections caused by fungi is known as mycosis. Let's classify different fungal diseases. So we have three clinical types. The first one that we have is superficial mycosis. Second, we have subcutaneous mycosis. And the last one is systemic mycosis. Right, so we have three clinical types. That is, we have three clinical mycosis, and we will discuss one by one in detail. So sometime the question would be asked regarding superficial mycosis, subcutaneous mycosis and systemic mycosis separately, but sometime the question is asked regarding deep mycosis. Deep mycosis is nothing but what? It is the combination of subcutaneous and systemic mycosis. Subcutaneous and systemic mycosis. This is known as deep mycosis. So if the question is asked regarding deep mycosis, we can write subcutaneous and systemic mycosis separately, right? So let's start with the superficial mycosis. First topic that we are going to discuss today is superficial mycosis. So what is superficial mycosis? Superficial mycosis is the infections that is present on the superficial spaces or superficial surfaces. That is, the superficial surfaces may be skin, nail and mucosa. So if any infection that is caused by fungi or that is caused by the mycose that is present in the superficial surfaces like skin, nail and mucosa is known as superficial mycosis, right? In superficial mycosis, we can classify it as surface infections. If the infection is present on the surface, it is surface infections, and the second one is cutaneous infections. In surface infections, we have three infections mainly. The first one is Tinea versicolor. The second one we have Tinea nigra, and the third one we have Pedra. Pedra is related to hair. The infections is present in the hair, and Tinea versicolor and nigra is present on the other body parts, and we will discuss all that in separate part, right? We will discuss Tinea versicolor, Tinea nigra and Pedra also. And in cutaneous infections, we have the example of cutaneous infection is dermatophytes. Surface infections, we have examples Tinea versicolor, Tinea nigra and Tinea pedra. Let's talk about Tinea versicolor. The first infections that we have on the surface infection is Tinea versicolor. Before discussing Tinea versicolor in detail, let's remember some more point That is, if we talk about the surface infections, in surface infections, the fungi, the causative agent that cause surface infections, live exclusively on the dead layers of skin, nails and mucosa, right? So if we talk about the surface infections, fungi live on the dead layers of skin and its appendages. As the fungi live on the dead layers, these fungi live on the dead layers, so there would be no inflammatory response. Right? These, in surface infections, the fungi live on the dead layers, that's why there would be no inflammatory response. But if we talk about the cutaneous infections, we can see inflammatory as well as allergic response due to the fungi and their metabolic products. We can see the inflammatory response and allergic response in cutaneous infections, but in surface infections we don't see any inflammatory responses as the fungi live in the dead layers, right? So now let's talk about Tinea versicolor. The fungi that cause Tinea versicolor, the name of that fungi is Pityrosporum orbiculare. Pityrosporum orbiculare. Right. As the fungi is known as Pityrosporum orbiculare that causes Tinea versicolor, this is also known as Pityriasis versicolor. Pityriasis versicolor. The disease is caused by Pityrosporum orbiculare, that's why it is also known as Pityriasis versicolor, right? And Tinea versicolor. What is Tinea versicolor actually? So this is the Tinea versicolor or Pityriasis versicolor is the mild or chronic infections of skin, and in skin especially it is the chronic infections of stratum corneum. So for understanding the disease we have to understand regarding the layers of skin, that is mainly the stratum corneum. So what is stratum corneum? So stratum corneum, it is the outermost, stratum corneum is outermost layer of skin. That is epidermis. Let's see this in detail. If this is the skin, right? So we have different layers. The different layers of skin that we have here, the first or the outermost layer, that is epidermis, right? Below the epidermis we have dermis, and below that we have hypodermis. Hypodermis, it is the subcutaneous tissue, subcutaneous layer or subcutaneous tissue that consists of fats, right? So epidermis is the outermost layer. Below that we have dermis and hypodermis. Hypodermis consists of subcutaneous tissue, that is fat. So let's talk about epidermis. In epidermis we have three parts. The first one or the outermost one is the stratum corneum, right? So this one is the outermost, stratum corneum, and below that we have stratum granulosum. And inside that we have stratum spinosum, right? So this three layer, that is stratum corneum, stratum granulosum and stratum spinosum, is present on the epidermis, which is the outermost layer of skin, right? So these are the skin layers. And if any infection that is present on the stratum corneum, that is the outermost layer of skin, and due to Petrosum orbiculari, that is pitrosis versicolor, or the disease is known as tinea versicolor or pitrosis versicolor, right? So अगर कोई भी इन्फेक्शंस स्किन के आउटरमोस्ट लेयर यानी कि स्ट्रेटम कॉर्नियम पे प्रेजेंट है, किसके कारण? पिट्रोसम ऑर्बिकुलर के कारण, तो वो उस डिजीज को क्या बोलेंगे? टीनिया वर्सिकोलर और पिट्रेसिस वर्सिकोलर, राइट? तो हम बात कर रहे थे टीनिया वर्सिकोलर की। टीनिया वर्सिकोलर। अब हमने बात करी कि इन्फेक्शंस कहां पे प्रेजेंट है? आउटरमोस्ट लेयर ऑफ स्किन दैट इज स्ट्रेटम कॉर्नियम पे प्रेजेंट है। अब टीनिया वर्सिकोलर में मेनली होता क्या है, हम कैसे पहचानेंगे? तो फ्रेंड्स, हमने आपको यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी हमने फोटोग्राफ इसके लगा रखे हैं कि टीनिया वर्सिकोलर में आपको स्किन कैसी दिखेगी, या इस टीनिया वर्सिकोलर इन्फेक्शंस के कारण हमें क्या प्रॉब्लम आएगी और स्किन कैसा दिखेगा हमें हमारा। तो इसके लिए क्या है, आप फिगर पे भी देख सकते हैं। तो क्या होता है फिगर, इस पे स्किन पे पैची डिस्कलरेशन, पैची डिस्कलरेशन ऑफ skin. You can see in the photograph also that I have attached here that the patchy discolorations over the skins can be seen, and the site of this patchy discoloration is mainly, the commonest site is mainly chest, back, abdomen and upper arm. In the photograph here I have shown you the tinea versicolor of back, that the infection is present on the back of the person, right? So we can see the patchy discoloration over the skin, right? The causative agent in this infection, that is pitrosis, Pityosum orbiculari, can be present throughout the life and becomes the normal flora of the skin. So the infections, if not treated on proper time, that may present throughout life also, and the infection is common and is worldwide distributed, right? So now let's talk about laboratory diagnosis. How we can diagnose the case of tinea versicolor. So let's talk about the laboratory diagnosis. Laboratory diagnosis of all the fungi or all the disease caused by fungi is same, except some differences over there. So we mainly do, the first thing we do is the direct microscopy, and then we can culture also the viruses, right? So let's talk about the direct microscopy. In direct microscopy, we can see the viruses directly on microscope, and for this we will have to take the skin scraping, skin scales where the virus are present, and if we take the sample from skin scales and we examine this under microscope, and for the examination in microscope, we will have to mount the skin in KOH solution, 10% KOH preparation. We mount the skin scales on 10% KOH and examine directly under the microscope, and we can see the causative agent, right? In this in the microscopical examination, we can see yeast cells, and hyphae of tinea versicolor. So this is the direct microscopy. And if we talk about the culture, for the culture of the fungi, actually culture is not always necessary, because from the observation in seeing the skin, we can make the diagnosis that it is the case of tinea versicolor. But still, if we need culture sometime, so we culture the organism on SDA. SDA is Sebord dextrose agar. This is the culture medium for culturing different fungi, right? So we culture on SDA, Sebord dextrose agar, and this medium, culture medium, has, first of all, it has dextrose, and it also has peptone, and plus some antibiotics. So let's talk about the different components of SDA medium. That first of all we have dextrose. What does dextrose provides? It provides energy. Peptone also provides energy. So dextrose and peptone provides energy, and dextrose after breakdown, that means glucose, it gives what? Carbon dioxide. So it becomes the carbon source also. Carbon source. Right? So we have dextrose, peptones, antibiotics, and we also have agar in it. Agar acts as the solidifying agent. And what is the role of antibiotics? Antibiotics are the drugs that inhibit the growth of bacteria, right? So what is the role of antibiotic? That means except that Tinea versicolor, that means the fungi or the yeast that we need to be grown on the particular medium, that is SDA, antibiotics are used to suppress the growth of other organisms or bacteria, right? That's why antibiotics are used here. What are the antibiotics that is used on SDA medium? So the antibiotics, we can use the broad spectrum antibiotics like chloromphenical, This is the broad spectrum antibiotics that will inhibit the growth of all the bacteria or other organisms except that we need. And we can also use gentamicin. This inhibits the growth of gram negative organisms. And we can also use the antibiotics like tetracycline. This is also the broad spectrum antibiotics, right? So on the laboratory diagnosis, we have discussed about the direct microscopy. For that, we take the skin scales and examine on 10% of KOH preparation, and we can see yeast cells and hyphae over there. And for the culture, we do culture on SDA medium, that is Sabor dextrose agar. It is the name of scientist actually, and so this medium contains dextrose, peptone, agar, and antibiotics. Dextrose and peptone provides the energy and carbon source over there, and agar is used as the solidifying agent, and some antibiotics like broad spectrum antibiotics chloramphenicol and tetracycline and gentamicin are used to suppress the growth of other organism, right? So this is about the laboratory diagnosis and Tinea versicolor, right? Now let's talk about Tinea nigra. We have talked up to Tinea versicolor. Let's talk about Tinea nigra now. Tinea nigra. So Tinea nigra, I have attached the photograph also here, so you can see the photograph and differentiate it from the Tinea versicolor also. Tinea versicolor, it is the stratum, it is the infection of stratum corneum, right? And the infection is present mainly on the chest, back, abdomen, and upper arm. And in Tinea nigra, the infections is mainly present on the keratinized sites, thick keratinized site. This is present on the thick areas, thick keratinized sites of palms and soles. आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पे जो मैंने फोटोग्राफ लगाया कि palms and soles में क्या प्रेजेंट है, ये इन्फेक्शन प्रेजेंट है. इसमें होता क्या है मेनली, कैसे डिफ्रेंशिएट कर सकते हैं? तो करेक्टराइज्ड बाय ब्लैक ब्राउन मैकुलर पैचेस. ब्लैक ब्राउन मैकुलर पैचेस आप देख सकते हैं. मैंने सोल का डायग्राम फिगर यहाँ पे लगाया है, जो कि क्या है, थिक केराटिनाइज साइट्स है, और क्या प्रेजेंट है, ब्लैक ब्राउन मैकुलर पैचेस प्रेजेंट है, राइट. अब इसकी भी टीनिया निग्रा की लैब डायग्नोसिस की अगर बात करें, टीनिया निग्रा की, तो सेम है. क्या ले सकते हैं हम, स्किन स्क्रैपिंग्स, और इसको माउंट करेंगे किसमें, 10% KOH में, जैसा कि हमने प्रीवियस में किया है. सबकी लैब डायग्नोसिस सिमिलर ही होगी। इसमें भी हमको ईस्ट की हाईफाई और दिख जाएगी और सेल्स दिख जाएंगे ईस्ट की। अब उसके बाद ये हमने किसकी बात कर ली, डायरेक्ट माइक्रोस्कोपी की बात कर ली, डायरेक्ट माइक्रोस्कोपी। अब वहीं पर कल्चर की अगर बात करें, कल्चर अगेन हम कौन से मीडियम पे, एसडीए मीडियम पे। एसडीए मीडियम पे कल्चर कर सकते हैं, जो हमने एसडीए मीडियम की डिटेल से वहां पे स्टडी कर ली पिछले इसमें। तो इसमें हमें क्या दिखेगा, एसडीए मीडियम पे हमें ईस्ट दिख जाएगा। कैसा होगा ईस्ट, व्हाइट टू डार्क कलर colonies appear. So this is about Tinea nigra that is present on the keratinized sides of palms and soles. Black brown macular patches can be seen, and the laboratory diagnosis again same as that of Tinea versicolor. Now let's talk about PIDRA. PIDRA, it is the fungal infection. It is the fungal infection of hairs. We have mainly two types of PIDRA. The first one is black PIDRA and the second one is white PIDRA. The fungus that cause black PIDRA is Pidria horti, and the fungus that cause white PIDRA is Trichosporum bigelli. Right? So how would we differentiate black PIDRA and white PIDRA? Black PIDRA is caused by Pidria horti and it is characterized by black hard nodules on hair shaft. So the hair shaft would be infected by Pidria horti in black PIDRA and it is characterized by black hard nodules. So for better understanding, let's recall the diagram of hair once. So this is the picture of hair. क्या है ये, हेयर की डायग्राम मैं बना रहा हूँ अभी। ये इसकी क्या है, रूट है, ये क्या है, बल्ब है, ये है आपकी हेयर शाफ्ट एंड ये क्या है, टिप है। ये पूरी पार्ट शाफ्ट हो गई। बल्ब एंड रूट स्किन के अंदर होता है और ये शाफ्ट एंड टिप आपके स्किन के ऊपर प्रेजेंट है। सो द ब्लैक हार्ड नोड्यूल्स प्रेजेंट ऑन द हेयर शाफ्ट एंड इफ देयर इज एनी इन्फेक्शन प्रेजेंट ड्यू टू फंगस दैट इज Pidria horti, this is black PIDRA, right? And black PIDRA is mostly seen in the hairs of beard and scalp. Beard and scalp में black PIDRA आपको देखने को मिल जाएगा। वहीं पे अगर बात करें आपका white PIDRA की, तो white PIDRA में हमें क्या दिखेगा, white nodules दिखेगा। ब्लैक PIDRA में हमें ब्लैक हार्ड नोड्यूल्स देखने को मिल रहा था हेयर शाफ्ट पे, और वहीं पे वाइट PIDRA में हमें वाइट नोड्यूल्स देखने को मिलेगा हेयर शाफ्ट पे। कहाँ के हेयर्स में मेनली दिखने को मिलेगा, तो वाइट PIDRA कैन बी सीन ऑन द हेयर्स ऑफ एक्जिला, इसके साथ साथ मुस्टैच, बियर्ड एंड समटाइम ऑन pubic hair. So this is all about black and white PIDRA, that it is the infection of hair shaft. In black PIDRA, the infection can be seen on beard and scalp. that is black hard nodules can be seen, and in Whitepedra white nodules on the hair shaft can be seen, and the infection can be present on axilla, mustache, beard and pubic hairs, right? Now let's talk about the laboratory diagnosis. Laboratory diagnosis of Pedra is again same. The first one is direct microscopy. In direct microscopy we mount the specimen on 10% KOH, and then further study can be performed. And the second, we can culture also, right, on SDA medium. This is all about Pedra. Now we will take the next topic, that is we have discussed the surface infections. Now let's discuss the cutaneous infections. Cutaneous infections. The fungi that is responsible for this is known as dermatophytes. Dermatophytes. The dermatophytes mainly cause the infections that is associated with superficial keratinized tissue. Mainly the superficial keratinized tissue of skin, hairs and nails are involved in dermatophytes infections, and the living tissues are excluded. That means living tissues are not involved in the dermatophytes infections. And the disease caused by dermatophytes is known as tinea. We will discuss different types of tinea in detail also. So if we classify, now let's talk some more points regarding dermatophytes. So let's talk about the classification. If we classify dermatophytes, we have three genera. The first genera that we have here is Trichophyton. These Trichophyton cause the infections of, responsible for the infection of hair, skin and nails. And the second genera that we have is Microsporum. These are responsible for the infections of hair and skin. The third genera that we have is Epidermophyton. This causes the infection of skin and nails. So to remember easily, we can recall it as Trichophyton cause the infection of hair, skin and nails, right? And the Microsporum cause the infection of hair and skins. Nail is excluded here, and the last one, Epidermophyton, cause the infections of skin and nails. As nail is excluded here, we will add nail here, so it would be very easy to remember. Now, on the basis of habitat or the infections caused on the host, dermatophytes can cause infection in man, animals, right? This can be present in the man as a host. This can be present in animals and in soils also. So if the infection is caused in man's, or the natural habitat of the dermatophytes is man, this is known as anthrophilic. right? And if it is present in animals, that is zoophilic. Anthrophilic, zoophilic. And if it is present in soil, it is known as geophilic, right? Now let's discuss the disease caused by dermatophytes. Diseases. We have already told you that this can cause infections of skin, hair, nails and other body parts. If the infection is present in scalp, it is known as tinea capitis. And if the infection is present in foot, this is known as tinea pedis, right? One thing to be remembered here is that the scalp has hair in it, so infection on the scalp is tinea capitis, and on the non-hairy body parts, that means in the other body parts, it is known as tinea corporis. मतलब अदर बॉडी पार्ट्स में होगी तो टीनिया कॉर्पोरिस, स्कैल्प जहाँ पे हेयर प्रेजेंट है उसको क्या बोलेंगे, टीनिया कैपाइटिस, एंड अगर इन्फेक्शन होगी ग्रोइंस पे तो इसको क्या बोलेंगे, टीनिया क्रूरिस, राइट? दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द डिजीज कॉज्ड बाय द डर्मेटोफाइट्स. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द लेबोरेटरी डायग्नोसिस. Laboratory diagnosis would be again same as discussed in the previous section. So what are the specimens that we can take? What are the specimens that we can take for the laboratory diagnosis? If the skin is involved, we can take skin scrapings. If hairs are infected, we can take hair clipping. If the nails are infected, we can take a specimen of nail parts, right? And in direct microscopy, we mount these specimen on 10% KOH, and then further study can be performed. And last but not the least, we can culture these specimen. We can culture the fungi on SDA medium. So this is all about dermatophytes, that these cause the infection of the superficial keratinized tissue of skin, hair and nails. Living tissues are not involved here, and the disease caused by dermatophytes may involve scalp, so it is known as tinea capitis. On foot it is known as tinea pedis. On other body parts it is known as tinea corporis, and groins it is known as tinea cruris. And we have three genera, that is Trichophyton, Microsporum and Epidermophyton. Thank you for watching the whole video. Hope we'll come with the next video soon. Thank you very much.